We are back with Rue Valley, so let's play. And what were we doing? Was this always here? This windshield fluid made the top five last year. You know. You were the one who wrote who wrote the article. Oh, I did not realize that was there. Cool. So we were calling ex-police about firearm regulations. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Ask police about firearms storage regulations. Bothwood Sheriff's Department, Deputy Sheriff Cody speaking. How can we help? Deputy Sheriff Cody is caught in a downward spiral of boredom, and your call is just an insignificant interruption in the grand scheme of things. I recently got a weapon and started wondering about storage regulations.
Oh man, do we really need to do this right now?
Even through the ethereal connection of the telephone line, you can feel the deputy's yawn. It's wide enough to swallow the sun.
Well, sure, I got time to kill. One tough question, let me tell you. To know if you're thinking about old or new regulations.
Old regulations?
That's the kicker. Old regs from the 80s are valid for 2 more weeks, give or take. Got yourself a weapon in a muddy time, mister. Especially since the new regs are insanely strict, which means a hell of a lot of work for us. That might be for the better. The old regs weren't even followed by the police. So, it's always clear why old Bill Thatcher, the then mayor, pushed so hard for that law. There was enough military-grade caliber weapons around here to arm a whole battalion, together with sporting artillery, mind you. The law from 85 made all of that illegal. Old Thatcher had no other way to disarm the Walter Group. I mean, you have to be dead dumb not to understand why old Bill wanted those guns gone.
Walter, Walter Group?
Well, that's local folklore. No wonder you don't know about them. They were a militia organization from the start of the 80s, led by none other than my grandpa, Milton Canis, and gathered around the ideas of Walter Kay to nationalize the gold discovered by Apex Ore and distribute it to its rightful owners, us, the people.
Oh.
Of course, people liked that idea, liked it very much, but Apex Ore didn't. There were a bunch of tensions, so the Walter Group, well, armed themselves.
Of course they did.
That's why I'm sure the law from 85 was meant only and exclusively to disarm the Walter Group. Even then, legislature worked for the rich, corporate vultures. So, Cousin Walt and Grandpops faced a decision. Surrender the arsenal, or be declared a terrorist organization. Not much of a choice, eh?
Since we're not walking through the trenches of a civil war, they made the right choice.
Agreed. Old Thatcher was dead serious about breaking up the group. If they didn't surrender the weapons, he would have called in the army for sure, the bastard. That meant the end of Walter Group, of course, but Cousin Walter wasn't so easily stopped. Straight after the law came into force, he founded a political movement. For our children.
For our children?
My grandpops didn't join, though. He was a man of action. Not much for speeches, vote gathering and the like. And imagine, literally a day after Grandpops left the group, Thatcher offered him a job as a chief's assistant with the Bothwood Police.
This is obviously it. So police work is in your blood.
Yes, sirree. The Knesses were lawmen even before we had them shiny badges. Anywho, after the 3-month grace period expired in June of 85, Thatcher ordered Grandpops to search the houses of former Walter Group militiamen. See, the old bastard didn't believe all guns were surrendered. Grandpops tried telling him that Walter surely didn't have no more weapons, that he's a law-fearing citizen, but the old bastard didn't want to hear any of it. And an order is an order. Of course, found Dick squat. Cousin Walter got so angry with Grandpops, Called him a traitor, a bastard, all kind of nasty stuff. They never ever talked again. Walter didn't even come to Grandpop's funeral.
Oh, wow.
Politics, pal. Cut you off from your own kin.
Do you not realize he got bribed? Well, wasn't that an unexpected but enlightening conversation? Since the fate of the Walter Group's vast stockpile of weaponry still remains a mystery, it might prove worthwhile to dig deeper, learn more about it. I could ask Walter. Good idea, but first you'll have to find him. And even his daughter doesn't know where he is. I have to search the room again. But first, let's finish this conversation. You hear the sound of Deputy Cody munching something, but he didn't even tell you what you actually wanted to know. What does all this history have to do with weapon storage regulations?
Did you listen to a thing I said, pal? New regulations are based on the law of 85. If it weren't for the old, there wouldn't be the new. As for proper storage, well, the old regs weren't adhered to at all. And the new, listen, if you want to follow them to the letter, it's like this. You need to have a special 14-gauge steel safe that's been approved by the ministry.
Wow.
Ammunition could be in the same safe, but it must be in a separate 10-gauge steel box in its original packaging. And the safe itself must be sealed by the sheriff and only unlocked by a fingerprint of the weapon's owner.
Then what the hell am I supposed to do if someone breaks into my house out for my blood?
Call us, the lawmen, of course.
So the fact that Ben has a weapon means naught. It's not out of your hands. Wait, it's out of your hands. There's no chance in hell that you're still stumbling upon his finger, let alone a
And
fingertip.
the worst thing, pal? Sheriff already scheduled visits to all registered weapon owners. Lucky us, and thanks to the 85 law, there is a list of owners. Otherwise, we would have to go house to house. Still, shit ton of work.
A registered weapon of weapon owners. After wading through shit, you finally struck gold. Wait for the next loop, call the board deputy again using one of your cheesy alter egos, and you have a list of every gun owner in Rue Valley in no time. Yep. You learn that the Walters Group's vast stockpile of weaponry still remains a mystery. Dig deeper. Since you don't know where Walter is, let's search his room for clues. Okay. So we have to call the deputy again and search Walter's room. Let's just see if she can tell us anything else. Her eyes
You buying something?
follow you across the shop. Nope. Oh wait, there's a lot of things that light up now. Oh, there was a patch. An old school setup, soapy water, and a brush meant for cleaning windshields with the love and painstaking care. I hate it. Always went to the car wash instead. Still, the sight of a gleaming car always made you smile. Shame there's nothing left. There's nothing like that around here. The bench doesn't look very comfortable, but you're glad there's a place to chill around here. No. I've already done this for sure. Leave that. Please. This is new. A gas tank stands alone, either left behind or simply forgotten. It might be full, ready to blow up and turn everything nearby into a hellfire, or it's empty, useless, slowly rusting under sun, wind, and rain, unwanted and wasting away. It's full. Just like you. This looks completely worn down, just like your life. Wow, the depressing. atmosphere is here 1,000%. Remind you of your mind, sometimes better left alone. What is this? A dirty curtain blocks the view inside the trailer, probably for the best. All right. For better or worse, you've got more than enough gas to keep moving for the next 47 minutes. 5 minutes. Oh, keep forgetting that's a thing. You're leaving Rue Valley. No, you're not. Just want to make sure there's nothing else that pops up. Let's go in the store again. Wow. Glossy stacks that waste time and money, time loop or not. They look delicious, but there's no expiration date in sight. The monitor cycles through cameras covering every inch of the gas station inside and out. No wonder Maxine rarely leaves the counter, if ever. Even with all that tech, Frank still managed to disappear. That is true. You hope the drawer opens with a satisfying zing. A casually abandoned ledger lies on the countertop, left out like a leaflet or a cheap magazine. She either feels completely safe or the sparse numbers aren't worth protecting. So many flavors to choose from, yet none that you'd like. Alright, we've done that for sure. That's everybody. That's everything. So let's go through the loop. Wait until the loop ends. Push them all.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, then I have a question. I know this might sound odd, but do you have a gun? His bushy eyebrows freeze in midair. The rest of him seems to lock
I can
up
imagine
as
a
well.
million reasons you might ask me that question. None of them good.
I was wondering if you were prepared. This area can be dangerous.
Dangerous? I strongly disagree. It's one of the most peaceful places I've ever lived. I'm still not clear on your intent. Are you planning something problematic?
His eyes punctures yours. 2 neat needles or bullets, hunting for soft spots. Nothing with permanent side effects. Mr. Harrow, your situation is such that we must take care your actions don't veer into anything that might look concerning.
Which brings us neatly to the next topic. The incident that brought you here in the first place. The sooner we start talking about it, the better.
Sure, let's give it a shot next session. A brief smile goes across his mouth, a single nod of
Good to
approval.
hear. We'll revisit it at the start of the next session. Now, whatever the reason you asked for a gun, can I have your word you'll do nothing irreversible before we meet again?
He'll never let you go until you promise this. Well, we're in a loop, so it's not irreversible. So yeah. He nods, satisfied, jotting another line in his notebook. Genuine approval or professional theater? Hard to tell. Whatever the case, you're none the wiser about whether he owns a gun or not. The doctor is a master of reflecting every question back at you and turning it into an examination of your mind. He glances at the clock, as always.
That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
All right. What's new in here? It's brand new, probably opened just before you got here. The journal's title reads Frontiers in Integrative Psychotherapy. These things have always fascinated and unsettled you in equal measure, and you can't quite say why. 8:03. Oh, I didn't realize they actually told us time. It's an older model, but for office work and the occasional social media brawl. I'm surprised he didn't say something this time. You're not touching that, period. Oh, wait. There we go. Toilet bowl, a place for contemplation, doom scrolling, and hiding illicit goods. Inspect the water tank. The stench of polluted water filled the air, twisting your stomach, but other than that, it's empty. Check behind the toilet. Nothing but dust and moisture. The toilet is clean, too clean for someone suspicious like Dr. Fink. He'll make it a little less clean later, maybe a lot less, but you don't need to know the details. The less contact you have with the local water, the better. Suspicious people have always hide something in their trash, and Dr. Fink is probably no different. Examine the trash piece by piece. Your careful expression, your careful inspection reveals that Dr. Fink has removed all evidence of any questionable activity from the trash can. Either that, or he's been flushing it all away. It's clean as a whistle. Nothing much use for it. Not much use for it, given the state of the water here. I don't think anything here is new. Open the cabinet again. Leave. Let's head out.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
The office sign is new.
Out already!
Why office? Why not reception?
Come on, you thief! I'll break you open if I have to. Ugh!
Rue Valley Motel. The sign is hard to miss even from a distance. As you approach the motel, you feel like a moth being lured in by a flame. If only you had known what this place had in store. You have stepped on the gas and never looked back. Maybe it was my destiny to come here. So, fate has grabbed you by the collar and dragged you to Rue Valley? Come on now. How about owning up to your choices for once?
Come on, you thief!
Okay. Oh wait, there's a
I'll
mop
break
and
you
bucket.
open if I have to.
It's a mop with a bucket. Yay. For some reason, this fire extinguisher reminds you of that old pop song. I'm burning inside day and night. Bring me the hose. But keep your distance. Safety first, all right? Unprovoked and for no real reason, you just turned a popular pop song into a public safety announcement. One does have to wonder how you've kept your job and even managed to thrive in it. Truly astonishing.
Give me my coffee, you jerk! Spit it out already!
All right.
Come on, you thief! I'll break you open if I have to.
This stay the same? Yeah. So first, let's call Cody and ask for a list of all weapon owners in Rue Valley. Baltimore Sheriff's Department, Deputy Sheriff Cody speaking. How can we help? Deputy Sheriff Cody is calling downward spiral of boredom. And your call is just an insignificant interruption in the grand scheme of things. Every time I drink a coffee, my reading sucks. Can I get a list of all the weapon owners here in Rue Valley?
No can do, sir. Just a month or two ago, the government passed a new set of regulations on gun ownership. We're drowning here in bureaucracy. Hold on just a moment. Who the hell are you?
Jack John Lawson, PI. Please don't get me started on paperwork.
Didn't know our colleagues in the private sector also share that yoke. You know what? The list is longer than my arm. You better ask about a particular person.
Oh, crap.
I'll do the checkup.
Okay. Let's do... Okay. We know... Let's go with Robin.
Well, let me check. This whole documentation is a regular mess. Nope. Robin doesn't have a gun registered to her, though she's at an age where she could own a weapon. But I would say at an age where she should have a piece. Now, was there anyone else?
Walter K. Walter has a registered weapon, and I think 45, that's a relic right there. Straight from 1910. Okay. No way that thing still shoots.
Knowing how Cousin Walter treats his weapons, that cannon shoots better than when it came out of the factory. Got more? Shoot! Haha, get it.
Travis? Last name? I need the full name, sir, to check in the database. Anita Lopez.
Well, let's see. It says right here she was the owner of a firearm from 2023. Inheritance from her mother, apparently. Until April 2027, when she surrendered the weapon.
I wonder why.
The sheriff left a note. Firearm surrendered alongside a single bullet.
One
Where
bullet?
we're going, you're going to ask me about the whole valley.
Gideon Fink.
If I was dealing with lunatics every day, I sure would get at least a shotgun or two. But from what I see here, nah, he's not in the register. Can we wrap this up slowly? I got some work to do.
Won't take up much more of your time.
All right, go ahead and ask.
I'm doing the case last because I don't trust them. Jason?
The dumper? That man should be armed. But is he? Dunno. Not a Bothwood citizen. Out of my jurisdiction.
Gotcha.
Lawson? Sounds to me like you're fucked. Too many suspects, seems like. But I'll help you if I can.
Riley?
Hold on now. Need to enter that into search. Yep, right here. Owns a weapon, double registration to Coral Destiny and her. Model is Cybershot 9000, far as I can see.
Okay.
Oh, hell. There's even more, right?
Yep, Ben.
With this, I don't even have to look at the bloody list. Ben's armed, of course. Men in his position should be. Otherwise, he would be a sitting duck. If you know what I mean.
I
He's
don't.
got a nice little sleek Thunderwood 38. It's right into a pocket. Shouldn't have got myself into this mess.
We know Alex does, so Maxine. We know both of them do. Alex? Pain swells up in your stomach like a miniature comet has shot through your gut, ripping it. Oh, that is a good callback.
Here we go. Owns a Thunderbolt 44. A mighty gun, that one. Got to admit, I'm always worried Cousin Alex won't shoot somebody accidentally. He's a poor shot, you know, and that firearm of his can kill anyone dead.
I gotta tell you, the software is getting a bit buggy. Maxine. And Miss Alex. Okay. So Maxine shoots far better than Alex. He wouldn't be able to hit a fish in a barrel.
I got time for a couple more, and after that, I have some real police work to do.
That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome, I guess.
Okay. So
My coffee, you jerk.
we know she owns a gun. We know Walter owns a functioning firearm, though it's antique. You know, Anita had a gun, but she surrendered it with a single bullet. Riley owns one. Cybershot 9000, whatever that is. The Poe registered to her and Coral Destiny. She didn't have to give it up when she quit. Okay.
Spit it out already.
Next, let's go to Hayes Ranch. Six minutes. 5 minutes. Oh, this is new. The green tide creeps forward with the strangler's patient. Heavy tomes dominate the shelf, museum pieces from a bygone era. Look at the titles. Most of the books don't have titles on the spine, only leather, each bound in a slightly different shade. Whoever owned them must have known each one by heart, never needing words on the cover. Look at the oldest. Hard to say which is truly the oldest, but a few are clear contenders. One even has a year imprinted on it, 1800. It looks like a guide of sorts, the kind explorers wrote to share their experience. So travel reviews before reviews were even a thing. Especially if the explorers were lucky enough to return from the journey alive. Predating the rest by decades, it holds only dust and bygone stories. No help to you. Explore the largest book. It's almost as wide as your hand. Its title is written in gold cursive letters. A brief history on the saddle and stirrup. Brief? You could kill someone with this thing. True. Fitting, perhaps, as you could also kill someone with the saddle or stirrups. Drop either on their head from the right height, and that's it. You could spend the whole day here rummaging through the past. Better get back to something in the present. What is this? This one is empty of books or items or anything else. Except dust of... I can't see that. Okay. The shelf holds plenty of thinner books, magazines, journals, publications. Mixed in are several bulky volumes that look like photo albums. Look at the albums. The photographs look old, 30 years at least, all from gathering rally meetings. A striking figure stands at the center of them all. Posters and signs pepper the crowd. Walter for mayor, Walter for our children. One banner screams the year, 1989. So that's Walter. Interesting. But not of any use now. These photos are 3 decades old. Look at the titles. Mostly magazines and publications from the late 80s. Some crumble in your hands, releasing a dusty cloud that stings your eyes. Each one carries something about Walter K. from our children movement, interviews, analysis, opinion pieces. Seems like Walter dabbled in politics too. A few articles are circled over and over with words like lies and traitors sprawled angrily in the margins. Looks like Walter didn't enjoy how the media portrayed him, or at least his movements. Maybe he just wasn't good at presenting his ideas? Easy to get lost in your own words when you're burning with anger. Enough dust for one day, nothing else worth checking in here. Come on. A stack of paper lies in disarray. The first page bears the title Walter K. Autobiography. Let's see what Walter has to say. Read casually. This is gonna suck. After the title page, all the sheets are empty. Well, mostly empty. Crude drawings cover them. A house, a ranch, cows, horses. One sketch looks like a hole, or perhaps darkness swallowing everything, but not a single drop of text. His mind really is giving up on him. Yes, yet he still fought, clumsy lines against the dark. The only way he knew how. That demands a measure of respect. What is this? No matter the source, Walter follows the courses given. Was that Walter? Water, duh. What was once a banner of pride now reads as cruelty without purpose. Unlike the other shelves, this one is colorful. The hues are faded, dry by time, but they still stand out of place almost. Check the blue colored books. They're cheesy romance novels, all of them. Old ones, really old. Early 20th century by the looks of it. Inside, a damsel in distress, a mysterious but devastatingly handsome stranger who turns out to be wealthy too. They fall in love against all odds and lives happily ever after. All of it is set in the cowboy era. Herds of horses galloping across ranches, lavish parties, and grand manners. Love in the time of cattle increments. Of all the things you could notice, you chose the most irrelevant detail. Bravo. Is that it? Tables brimming with love and adventure, painfully short on reality. A metal cabinet full of dust and documents belonging to the late Philip K. A metal cabinet. Wait, was that not this? Okay, what am I? Oh, there we go. The lone cowboy and his horse gazing into the distance across the vast something. Let's go. 3 minutes. When someone stuffs things into a corner like this, it's usually to forget about them, or just to prove them aside temporarily with the promise that they'll be sorted out later. Things look frozen in movement here, like a snapshot of life. And when movement stops, so does life. It hasn't been used in ages, yet the scent of fire still clings to the stone. A dust-flattened tapestry of family branches stitched with faded gold and the quiet arrogance of generations who built their kingdom of hooves and horns. Examine. An example of the relentless march of time, a patchwork of ancient portraits with calligraphied names alongside almost modern photographs with boring typed fonts. Try to read the names and make out the blurred pictures. Some of them are different to make out, but the stern figure on the bottom, that's all the more stern on the bottom, that all the others stem from, commands attention with a bushy mustache. You're staring at Maynard O. K., 1867 and 1952. This is what I'm interested in, but follow the lower branches. From Menard's elaborate frame, the vine splits nearly into two. The first name Alexander M.K. 1913 to 1928. Young. Beneath the portrait that mirrors Menard almost exactly, minus a few decades and the formidable whiskers. A quick tally of the years make it clear he never crossed the threshold into adulthood. The second portrait, or rather its absence, draws far more attention. It looks as though it was scrawled over in charcoal or perhaps used as an ashtray. The name is just as hard to make out, but with some efforts you manage to read it. Philip M.K. 1913. So first was Walter. Wait. Walter, then it was Alexander. So Alexander and Philip was twins? Walter was 1867 and 1952. Um, Philip, 1913 to 1967. They must have been twins. I wonder if they were identical. Impossible to tell from their photographs. Could go on. From this point on, the portraits appear more youthful, not the people themselves, but the ceramics they're cast in. The next one, wait, is that the Walter? Despite his age, he looks strong, confident, strapping even. Not at all the man you imagine when you've heard he's missing. Check the two characters above Walter. Maxine, I knew that. Hmm. Twins weren't in the family, I guess. Maxine, Alexander. Oh wait, Maynard. That's where I messed up at. Born in 1986. Another set of twins for the family. Look at Alex. Alex's picture is almost the same as in the flesh version, but without the unhinged glint in his eyes and with much less gun in his hands. Maxine. Yep, that's Maxine, a woman who takes no bullshit from anyone. She's staring at you from a gilded, ornate frame. The tree ends here. Yes, there's all there is to see. There's no freaking way. There's no freak son of a gun. What if I come back the next day? I only have 2 freaking minutes. There we go. Yep, that's the book about Walter Group you need. Dig in. Start reading the book. The first chapters are dedicated to a broader contextual look at the situation. What is Apex Aura? When did the company come to Rue Valley and why? You skim through it. Next, the author postulates a thesis, the collapse of K oligarchs and the arrival of incorporated capital in the form of Apex Ore. Produce a paradox of them being perceived as a part of the working people, not the ruling moneyed class. Okay. You think that's what it says. Despite the pop form of the book, the text is heavily and unnecessarily academic. The fuck I just read. Irrelevant academic babble. Move on, Mr. Stuck on first grade reading comprehension. After the chapter are several photographs with the disclaimer courtesy of Rue Valley Cultural and Historical Center. The photograph that stands out shows maybe 24 people wielding twice as many weapons. They are all uniformly dressed in denim shirts, pants, and cowboy hats. Below is the title Walter Group. It's the title Walter Group Muster and the names of all the participants, out of which only Walter K and Milton Canis means anything to you. Walter Group Muster. All right. Another photo that draws your attention shows Walter and Milton alone. Kay is holding dynamite sticks in both hands, while Canis is pointing two assault rifles towards the sun. Cody was right. These guys needed to be disarmed and quick. You shudder from the images of spilled blood and flames and spilled blood of flame if they hadn't been. The author then details how the last scion of the K family, Walter, developed a populist ideology, claiming that gold reserves produced discovered by Apex ore belonged to the people. Interesting. Walter Group unified around these ideas and started preaching nationalization of all subsurface resources. The group was led by Milton Keynes, close friend and relative of Walter Kay, and a direct descendant of none other than Clayton Bronco Keynes. However, the author challenges the group's definition of the people, concluding via Kay's unpublished manifesto and numerous interviews that the people refers solely to Walter and his inner circle. There we go. All right, Nito. Whether Kay concealed this hierarchy deliberately or genuinely believed his kin's rule was righteous remains ambiguous. With the group's support and voter coercion, Walter Kay ran for mayor in 1985 election and lost to the incumbent mayor William Thatcher. After the lost election, historiographical data, supported by the author's interviews with eyewitnesses of those days, reveals that the Walter Group planned a hostile takeover of local power. Then new free elections would be called in hopes of legitimizing their position. This bushfire was stopped by the state with the aid of corporal capital in March 1985. A new gun law was passed requiring the handover of all military grade weapons. The style might be dry as dung in a desert, but the story hooked me. The arrangement, the Aramit's Law of 85 effectively led to the disintegration of the Walter Group. Before they set the fire to the bush, Mayor Thatcher managed to secure the loyalty of former group members from the highly paid positions within his administration, while others were arrested on real or trumped up charges. The remainder of the group followed Walter Kay and established a political movement named For Our Children. Oh, really? Okay. That is not good.